People, how you doing? This is Coach DC of The Intense Fit Way. How's everyone doing today on this bright, beautiful Tuesday? Welcome to the way. Well, started the conversation this morning on fasting. I've been intermittent fasting for about 5 years now. It started off as research into diabetes, which runs in my family, all through my family. Grandmother, cousins, aunts, uncles, etc. And it has been for a long time. But you know me, I've got to find out why. I want to understand things. So I went on a search to understand about diabetes. And that's when I found out about our hormones and how our hormones work with food every time we eat, and how we have a insulin spike every time we eat something. And that insulin spike is what regulates our weight, for the simple reason that insulin is the hormone that takes our fat and stores it. Therefore, diabetes is nothing but about the insulin spike. How do you stop the insulin spike? That's easy. Fast. When there's no food present, there'll be no insulin spike. Therefore, there will be no blood spike. There won't be any your blood numbers going up or anything like that. I did this test on myself for like 2 months, and I started picking my finger and checking myself when I'm fasting, looking at my numbers, checking out all of this. Now, I've never really been in a situation where I would actually catch diabetes, because I've always been active. I've always watched what I eat. I've always been disciplined in all areas of my life. So I've never been at a point where I would actually get this disease. But I've seen so many people, especially black people, die from this disease, lose their fingers, lose their eyes, lose their legs and limbs from this disease, that I had to do some research into it, because I'm like, why are we still suffering from this disease, and where did it come from? Basically, what it came from was us being comfortable and eating all this food all the time, the 6 meals a day, the 3 meals a day, not allowing our body time to go through autophagy and actually heal itself. So we're filling it up with food at all times, and in filling it up with food, we're not letting it get empty of food. So in our stomach at this time, we have all of these food particles and etc. that get together and can create different cancers and sores and things that go awry in our body. So I went, basically, we need to fast. We need to have an absence of food in our system. We need to have an absence of a lot in this life, as far as I'm concerned. We need to fast on a lot of things, as far as electronics, social media, even people. So we need to practice fasting, because fasting puts us back in a balanced state. Right now, with everything going on, as you see, you probably woke up this morning and you had to go to work. So the first thing you did was you picked up your phone. You picked up your phone so you could figure out what you had to do today, what was going on in your world, and that it starts immediate stress in the body. This immediate stress in the body that starts in the mind goes all throughout the body. It's not just one thing. So a lot of time we need to fast from these things and start our day off more properly with breathing work, my warm-up this morning that I start my day off with, so forth, before I pick up my phone and start going about my day. Because just picking up my phone and going about my day is not putting me in the proper preparation state to move through the day smoothly. And that's where fasting comes in. That's why I fast to at least 2 o'clock in the morning, in the afternoon, and then after that I go throughout my day. But I'm always fasting. I'm always checking myself. I'm always making sure I'm empty. If I eat, I always leave 6 hours in between to make sure I get empty again. 2 hours to make sure I'm completely empty, so my body has enough time to go through to start autophagy. I do this every single day. It's just my way, since like I said, I've seen my family die. I've seen my cousin in his problems. I've seen my aunts, my uncles. I've seen my grandmother. I've seen my grandfather die. I've seen all these people die from all these medical sicknesses that come from us simply overeating, being out of balance ourselves. And I decided to do something about it. So I looked up intermittent fasting, I started understanding how it works, why it works, and that's what I employ with most of my clients. That's what works for most of my clients. Every now and then it doesn't work, but when intermittent fasting doesn't work, we still employ the 6 hours in between to make sure that my clients are empty and that they're not just stacking food on top of food on top of food, which leads to disease on top of disease on top of disease. So that's why I started the day out with fasting, and I started the conversation off with fasting today. Because especially in our community, especially the Black and the Mexican community, we really, really, really need to understand fasting and put it into our daily disciplines of keeping ourselves healthy. Because health is the only wealth. And with that, this is Coach DC. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about fasting. If you practice it, I definitely want to hear from you. With that, have a great Tuesday. Go out there and make it a great day. Make sure you discipline yourself first before you ever look at anybody else. Peace.